Welcome to another story roundtable, the last story roundtable for Daniel Kravitz, Chosen One.
Sad.
Nathan, how does that feel?
Mixed feelings.
Explain. What are your mixed feelings? Nathan Haley, who plays Daniel Kravitz.
Obviously sad that, it is ending because you don't realize that there's always going to be like an end, an end. You start something, you think in your mind, oh, it's going to end eventually, but will it? And then when it happens, it's just that euphoric, whatever lines I'm going to say, this is the last time in theory I'm going to do it, unless we do like a fun reprise of a certain skit or something like that. So,
well, our 10th anniversary show is next month, and we do have a segment for an episode of every segment. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a month before you play Daniel Kravitz again. but this is the series finale.
Yeah.
Wendy, kind of the same question, because this has been your primary role in the troupe for the last 10 years.
It's your only purpose.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is not her only purpose.
It does feel like an end of an era. I don't know. I feel like as long as I've been doing Daniel Kravitz, I feel like I'm still young, but now it's like it's over. So all those 10 years, I'm not 30 anymore.
No.
I've got myself married and had 2 kids, and it's like a whole life. My whole life is, I don't know. 10 years is a long time.
It doesn't seem like it until you realize.
It doesn't seem like it.
Do you measure your life in Daniel Kravitz story arcs?
It is, right. A lot's happened. It's going to be really sad to see it be over. But I feel like it was done really well. It ended the way I thought it was going to end.
Oh, that's good. I hope. And the other main character from the beginning, of course, was Shane Stefanchik as Rufus Reginald Rochester.
Hello there.
How are you feeling today about the end of your arc and story?
Good. I think it's a very satisfying end for... It really could have gone any direction. It could have been very tragic or very happy. And I won't say which one, even though you've hopefully listened to it by now.
Yeah.
But,
You can spoil things for the finale, because this will go live after the finale.
It's a happy ending, and he wasn't...
Bittersweet.
Yeah. He didn't think... I think the character probably never would have thought in a million years, 1, he'd be alive this long. 2, that he'd get some kind of satisfactory life after everything that's happened to him.
Yeah, but I feel like Rufus might have the happiest ending of anybody, because at least he made peace with his family. His sister's dead, but he actually is going to have a good relationship with his niece now.
Right, yeah.
And have purpose in life.
Yeah, he probably... Never mind.
Say it.
Nope, because I forgot what it was, and now I remembered. Never mind.
Okay.
He didn't need to care that hard about his sister, because she was a monster.
Oh.
She was a real monster.
And then, Ryan Yohe, you joined the cast as Grizz the Green in episode 2, I believe. So you've been with the segment since essentially the beginning.
I was in the audience for the first episode too, so technically
you were in that
part of the
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tank top.
Yep, it was bright green. Maybe that inspired. I don't know.
And Grezit wasn't intended to be a main character until you played the role. I think we've talked about that before. That it was like, oh, this is a great character. Let's keep this one around.
Was it somebody commented on, so I found an old picture on Facebook from, I think it was our first episode together, so episode 2, and they said, I love the slow-witted demon. Is that one of the reasons why Grezit the Green made it so long?
Because he was slow-witted, but big-hearted.
Oh,
How do you, besides Rufus, Grezit probably does have the happiest ending. How do you feel about Grezit's arc over?
I did not expect any of this to happen. Again, like you said, it was Grezit was supposed to be a temporary one and done, and then slowly but surely kind of went the Anyanka route and became an integrated part of the team. And it's really sad for me to think of just how far, in a good way, sad in a very bittersweet way. I've never thought that I would play a character for 10 years. And not only that, but it was a character that I helped create and build throughout, like working with Jerome and even the cast members, and just coming up with certain things that influenced, and it just became this organic living creature.
I think
non-human.
You added some elements of the character every single episode in those early years. Like all of a sudden, oh, he likes ice cream, and these different things that you would just throw in.
Oh, I miss the threats, the long-winded rant threats.
You get a rant in the finale.
Do I stare at the iPad for 10 minutes? Do I look up?
And then in season 2, we added Joe Morales as Alexis Augustus Armentrout.
Oh. Hello.
How do you? So Joe, you are in this final season, but Alexis was not in the final season. How do you feel about that?
Correct. Because Alexis's arc technically ended in season 4, and so this season it was Abby's conscience, and I thought it was very fitting because Alexis always saw the better of Abby in a way, and even though she was the one who did kill him, threw against the wall.
Which is part of why he needed to be the one. Like, I feel like that's a manifestation of her guilt, right?
Yes, exactly. That's why it was kind of nice to play that and sort of not play Alexis and play Alexis at the same time. So that was a fun challenge to sort of do.
And you knew from the beginning of the season that it wasn't Alexis.
Yes.
Yeah. So that influenced the way you played the character as well.
A little bit, because it was like I can't be Alexis, but I have to be Alexis because Abby doesn't really know what's happening. Yeah. Nor technically did I, but I did. So yeah, it
makes sense.
All makes sense and doesn't.
Well, there was a version of this final season that did not include Abby and Alexis on that journey, but I think this was a better. I really wanted to keep your characters in it, especially because it was such a short season. Having you not be in the final 8 episodes felt wrong. So I'm glad we were able to find a way to have both of your presences throughout these final episodes. And then we added Megan Overholt as Jolene in season 4. So you were only in the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
Speak about that character, because like of the new characters we added in season 4, I think she was the only one that came back for the final volume.
Right. Everybody else, I think, got mutilated, unalived. I liked that Jolene had a redemption arc through Grezit because there was so much tension between the two of them. I think it was always I felt always that I was just intimidated by his strength and wanted to prove that I'm stronger all the time. But I liked the redemption arc and that Jolene could turn into a good guy. I will say I did not know that Jolene was half monster when I first started playing the role. So I kind of wish I would have put that into the earlier stuff, but that's fine. I knew I had chosen one, half chosen one powers, but I thought that was like the spell and everything that gave everybody chosen one powers.
Yes.
It was. Yeah, it was great to be able to just make everybody else do all the hard work and come in at the end. So that was nice.
We almost killed Jolene off in the volume 4, but the reason she stuck around was to help Grezit's character evolve and to serve his character.
Yeah, I can see, because, he had so much guilt over killing Abby, and, didn't want to go see Daniel Kravitz at all, couldn't face him kind of thing. So I think that and Charlie, I think the two of them were a good pair to help him, come to terms with what happened.
Yeah, I agree. And then the last cast member we have sitting here for this roundtable is Kristin Green, who played Callie for volumes 4 and 5, The Ultimate Evil.
Hello. She's so old.
She is. Well, she's several millennia old, I believe.
Yeah.
So how did you approach that character, or how do you feel she fit into?
I think it's really interesting that the big baddie from the very beginning turned out to basically be Daniel's ultimate mentor into his destiny. And I think it's really interesting that we humanized her, and because that's the way it goes a lot of the times. The thing that's built up is it's the winners who wrote the history, and it was the bad people who gave the ultimate evil her reputation. So I think it's really interesting that she was just a chosen one trying to keep balance. So yeah, as soon as we found that arc for her in like the planning process, I really wanted to play her, so I'm happy that I got the chance to. This is a hard show to come into late, because you guys, have been around so long, and it's such a strong cast. So, yeah, I'm just happy that I got to be part of this segment.
Well, how was your audition process for the part? I'm just kidding.
I don't remember. I did
You didn't?
audition.
No, there was no audition.
You didn't make me
Voluntold.
audition
No, I
for
didn't make
this
you
one?
audition for this one.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that for new. I'll take that.
Now, Nathan,
Yeah.
I think the last character you saved was the ultimate evil in a way. Daniel saved Callie as part of his final season arc.
Absolutely.
So noble.
I'm just that kind of guy.
So do you think Daniel reached his true potential, or does he have more to offer the world that...
I don't think that can be answered. You always think that you can do more, but I feel like he is at least content as far as like the humans versus monster qualm, if you will. That I think he is happy with, but I would say he's content with Abby, but there's always going to be that what do you call it, the earwig, where his one thing is that he couldn't save Abby. No matter how hard he tried. He literally died, came back, and died again, and Abby isn't there. And we end with this, sort of like, Daniel, and like I would have wanted more closure with Abby, but I get that you're dead inside and you just want,
Didn't want us back together.
didn't want us,
see.
So I know...
But honestly, Abby would be I would say would be the one thing where he is just like, you know what, everything else I can be content with, and I guess and his daughter, because who doesn't want to be around for...
We'll talk about his daughter in a minute, but Kristin and Shane are both instrumental in developing the way where we're ending this.
Oh, sure, blame us.
Way to go, guys.
But do you guys want to talk
Thank
about
you.
why we decided not to have a happy ending for Daniel and Abby? Because it's something we
'Cause you
discussed a
hate
lot
us.
about.
Well, I mean, I don't remember. I feel like I remember, a really, really, really long time ago. It would have been in year 2, maybe 2 or 3, where I think we, I just at a dinner, pitched the idea of just like, what if the ultimate evil turns out to not be evil? So I remember that part. And yeah, I think just talking about like, it's not that it's not a happy ending, but because Abby went so dark and just like terrible that like it would almost not be fair to give you
I didn't earn it.
happy
I
ending.
didn't deserve
Yeah,
it.
I didn't earn it.
but I feel like you got that spark at the very end of the episode that's like maybe, just maybe, at some point you will have earned the redemption and you're Daniel will be around for potentially
Ain't going anywhere.
a millennia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He's got
it
the
could
time.
still happen.
Got my rock.
I agree. Looking back, I'm pretty sure like we'd already taken Abby to a point where to get her back to like good, kind-hearted like Abby that we
miss that
thought
old
we had
girl.
from the beginning. Yeah, like it felt like to just go back there would be way too much of a like Deus Ex Machina somewhere at the end of like, oh, magic wand, like everything's fine, like we take it all back and it's all forgiven. Like
It's all a
it
dream.
felt like it needed to take more time than we had to show in the main run of the series.
Yeah.
So I am glad that we do leave that spark, though, that like hint at if this were to go on another 10 years, you'd see her make her way back to
And
a more redemptive place.
and who knows? Maybe we'll see them again in some other way, in some other show. Who knows?
Never know.
Who knows?
I won't rule it out, but
Yeah.
Who knows?
not promising it.
The look on Jimmy's face. I won't roll it out.
I wasn't shaking my
With
head.
positivity everywhere.
No, I just don't want to talk about
For instance,
that right
in
now.
the July show, which you hopefully can go listen to by this point, in the July show, it's our 10-year
You won't be able to
anniversary.
go listen to it yet.
Well, soon it'll be
Soon,
coming up.
yes.
soon
Yeah,
you
yes.
can go listen to the July show, which is our 10-year anniversary show, and there'll be a bunch of standalone episodes of of shows. So maybe in that one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I really, once we did the musical, which was the Volume 4 premiere, I knew what the final moment of the series was. I wanted to bring that song back. Nathan and Wendy, how does that song feel like a fitting ending to you, to reprise that? Or
It does, because it was hard to get through it.
Aw.
As tough as I give off a persona, I'm not going to say a tear didn't roll out of my eye last night. It could have.
Aw.
Who's to say? But I will say, as far as it is a very good ending, and I love the last line. It's so hard to read because at the time I want to take, I can't. So you have to hold the emotion back.
You can take the time if you want it. I'll keep playing those last 4 chords.
But I think it is fitting.
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine it ending any other way.
This is a fake out. We're gonna come back in a couple months, and Jimmy right
Psych.
there. Psych.
I'm back, bitches.
And I'm pissed.
No, I think Kristin just composed such a beautiful piece for that it just felt like that's where it emotionally hit the two of them and their relationship for this last part of the series. So I was really excited to bring that part back. Now this final season took place over like 4 years, 5 years, so it was very spread out, even though it wasn't a large number of episodes. Was there anything that we skipped over that we didn't see that you would have liked to have seen during that? I mean, I don't want to stretch out the season too long, but there could be arguments for adding in extra episodes if there was a story that we missed.
It was hard with Zoom.
Well, that
one
was
of my favorite.
season 3. Yeah.
But as far as Daniel, I still want to meet my parents or something about. But I mean, it is what there's not a show on this planet that somebody's not like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Game of Thrones. But like that was probably my only thing is like we make like just his origin and just an episode or two of, even if it's like an imagination thing, like they were there, but were they? That sort of thing. But that's all I can think of right now.
So are you pitching the Daniel Babies spinoff, and it's like Abby and Daniel and Rufus and Grezit as children?
Like Muppet Baby.
Yes, that was my point.
Making dreams come true.
Well, I think Wendy's volunteering to sing the theme song for it.
I'm on it.
That'd be a fun alternate universe, like standalone episode. That would be fun.
Baby Grezit.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, is it Michelle Myers went out in search of and was in some of the shorts for Daniel Kravitz, and I kind of felt like I wanted more of that. So, why did that? What was the purpose of that? Why isn't there more?
Sure.
Can there be more?
Sure. Well, Kristin also played Michelle Myers. But yeah, this is, for the record, this is a different dimension version than Shelley Myers' The Morning Show. It's not the same character, even though it's the same voice and the same personality. This Shelley Myers was a conspiracy theorist. That's why we decided consciously to call her Michelle instead of Shelley, to differentiate the two. So she'll never run Morning Show in this dimension. Totally different circumstance. But the reason I wanted her in there, I thought it was a fun little like setup to season 4 to have that there was this conspiracy going on and that somebody was looking into it, because I kind of wanted to see what the wider world thought of the ULP and what they knew and what they didn't know and how the outside world saw them. So kind of the purpose of her was to reflect that and give us more information about the larger world, and also give us somebody for Abby to torture in Volume 4 to help show how far gone Abby was. And then she also ended up being a catalyst for Grezit to betray Abby. So Well, I know we didn't serve her character. Her character was brought in to serve other characters and to serve other purposes. Similar to Jolene actually did get development in that final season, but the main reason we had her was to serve Grezit. I think Michelle was for that, and I do think we have an idea of continuing to use her in some way or her legacy in a future segment that will be coming up at some point.
I also think it's really cool that like we said, like the spin that the ULP put on things is what like led them to erroneously searching down the ultimate evil. So I think it's interesting that now there's a pretty impartial, unbiased person out there who, even though you didn't get to see her, like she's out there and she actually knows the real truth. So there's some like hint that in the future things will be more truthfully reported.
Yeah. We saw in that final volume that she's already publishing books about Daniel's biography and about the monster, the world of the monsters and all of that. And yes, Joe, please.
This might need to be cut because it does involve the July 10th anniversary show, which everyone should still listen to at some point in the future. Isn't Michelle in the segment that's the Daniel Kravitz short?
Yes.
Or did I read? Okay.
Yes.
So, I was going to say
I
I
won't
skimmed
cut
through
that.
it.
That's a good tease.
Okay.
That
Michelle does
scene
return.
takes place before the Volume 5 finale. So
So she does return.
she does, but yeah.
Bonus content.
Listen to the 10th anniversary July episode. Is with this one.
Okay. Chris.
I have a question for mostly the like 5 folks who were in this for most of the run. You all at some point got to have several very amazing like acting moments throughout the series. Do you have a favorite like moment, either like for the character or like for you as the actor, that was like, you know, one of those things, like those scenes that just actors wait for, that you could just really like bite your teeth into?
We were at Mad Lab, and it was the night before, and I'm like, I can't read this unless I memorize it. So Abby has been attacked, and I think it was Regina, and I just remember, if I don't memorize this, I'm not going to give it the emotion. And I still remember I think it was the first month we decided to do the circular stage at Mad Lab, and Wendy or Abby is lying there, and I'm like, here we go. And I did the like 2 or 3 minutes just from memory. And I felt bad for her because she's just lying there. And she said, I forget like they will all pay for what they did to you. And then I ad-libbed like 2 or 3 extra lines. And then her only cue was when he stops talking for like 4 or 5 seconds, I was, Daniel? So, but that was mine, just that, because he was happy and then angry because it was his sort of like atheist type moment because he has a reason to not believe in God. And then just the anger and then the crying and then he just walks off. And then like the next scene, he's back to happy like it never happened. So that's mine.
Nice. I remember it distinctly. Yeah.
I have a top 3.
Ooh.
So the first one was the episode titled Jant Braidley.
Written by Nick Arganbright. That's one of his best works for the show.
Yes,
Easily.
and that was one I never. It's weird because I don't think of myself as an actor. Sometimes I think of myself as just like strictly a voice actor, and just the kind of distance between those two entities. And it was that episode where I really truly felt it was Grezit getting confidence and gaining this confidence that he had lost or just didn't really have. And it was one of those moments where I felt it just kind of bled into acting and voice acting, because all of it really just like resonated and really thought to me, as like, you actually do need to be a true actor to be a successful voice actor. And it really just kind of thought like, oh shit, like I can do this. I can do this. So that episode, just the writing of it and just the story part of Grezit gaining that confidence back was really, really touching and just really powerful. Because that was an episode that had a lot of really good, stunning moments in each of the segments. Second one is the musical. Grezit's war song.
Oh, the music
That
was
was so that was him exuding his confidence and rallying the troops. And also another one where I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna sing in Grezit's voice for an entire song and not just like chip in and chime in and actually like lead the whole thing? And so that one stands out. Because I remember there were folks in the audience even like cheering and like going along with it. So it made it even more special. The last one is the episode where Grezit kills Abby. And that is where I got to play Grezit loses his confidence completely, because it's a like he had to do it, but at the same time he's like, did I have to do this? Did I do the right thing? And it turns into this moment of, I did it. I can't handle this. And just completely that bit of a meltdown. And also just such a liberating experience on the stage to just be able to just completely fall to pieces. And I'm so thankful for that opportunity. It's one where like I worked with the director Kristin quite a bit on trying to figure that scene out, try to come up with motivations, how I really felt and what I did. And it was just a really beautiful moment, again, of just completely leaving it all on the stage, a big mess of tears. And those three really stand out to me as gains that confidence, exudes it, loses it.
Nice.
You were dead. Your carcass was slapped.
I had one recently, one of the when Rufus had to say goodbye to Daniel, like that was a choker. It was just like, I gotta get these lines out, but I can't. It's the emotions. So that was a really intense one, because it was also a little bit of saying goodbye to the show for me. So it helped it be an easy emotional scene, because 10 years, that's a long time.
You've never missed a show? So.
And I've never missed a show. Yeah, no, that one was really cool. So that's probably my top.
Wendy?
I think my favorite moments in the show was in the beginning seasons when I played a lot more playfully with Nathan. When I feel like we work really well together when we're on stage. And
Did they ever tell you why they gave you Abby? Like one of the reasons?
Yeah.
You're like, well, Nathan is Nathan. And Abby is one of the few people, or Wendy is one of the few people that can handle him and match and possibly trump his energy. And I still won't forget that.
Yeah, it was in the beginning episodes that was the most fun for me, when I got to play a character with Nathan that was, we had like a relationship, and it's kind of like how we are in real life. Mm-hmm. That was the most fun for me. But I feel like my favorite acting was probably the musical, when Kristin wrote all of those amazing songs. And the Queen, was it called The Queen? Was it called?
Yeah, The Queen.
It was probably my favorite song. Singing that I felt really powerful. And I sometimes play a lot of like fun and comedic, but to have like that much power, it felt pretty cool. So thanks for that.
Well, and speaking of musicals, I mean, the musical episode was just amazing, hands down. But I urge you to go back and listen to the first mini musical that we did, the Christmas musical, which again Kristin wrote the music for and everything. But to this day, and that was in what, season 1 or 2? So it was in the first 2 years of doing the show.
I can't remember for season 1 or 2.
So at least 8 years ago. To this day, 8 years later, I'll find myself. And I'm like, what is that? Why do I know that song? I'm like, oh, it's the song I sang as Rufus. Like, oh, wow, yeah.
That little bit of melody got into the musical somewhere, didn't it? I'm pretty sure. Like somebody hummed it or something.
Time in our small town.
I think Rufus was humming it as he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
And the lights and the
This has been one of the most musical segments, because we had the mini musical, we had the regular musical, we had the Jolene and Grezit song, we had the
So a lot stuck in my head.
I loved the Jolene song, and then I know Joe hasn't got to answer yet, so
I don't need to answer.
Yes,
either.
you do.
I think my favorite moment as Alexis was after Alexis died. Again, shocker. It was the scene that was added sort of last minute where it's sort of him going into the light pretty much.
That's
He's
the
dying.
Kristin
It's
wrote,
his
yes.
that Kristin wrote. And it was just him getting to spend that time with his daughter because it was all for the betterment of the world itself, but it was also for his daughter to have the betterment of the world. And it was just fun to get to play off of the wonderful actress that played my daughter too. And yeah, that was
Gillian Anthony, yeah.
sort of my fun moment to get to play that and get to dig into the emotions, because I, like Wendy, also normally play more comedic roles. So it's fun to get to do things a little more seriously. And the segment alone was always very more grounded and serious compared to most of the segments in the early run of the show. So, yeah.
Now, Joe, I have a question. When you first read that scene, without jumping to the end, did you think for a second that you're like, oh, he survived and has a happy ending, and then the rug pull?
For a brief second, but only because within some of the details, it was talking about walking towards the light. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then I was like I was tearing up, of course, reading it. And then it's like,
Yeah.
those are always the fun moments when you get to actually perform it and you don't really have to think about it, and it just sort of hits you because you're like, this is really happening.
Related to that, do you remember the request you had for the final season?
I forget.
You asked that we establish in canon that game was real, that you played with, so Alexis played with Sophie. And so there is a line in the finale, she gets cut off before you talk about it, but we put it in so that she's like, this game I used to play with my dad.
Well, great. Now I'm actually going to cry today. Awesome.
Well, unfortunately, Gillian won't be here. We'll have a substitute actress, so I'm sure we'll do fantastic. But she is going to come in next month and record her lines, so she'll be in the podcast version.
Yay!
I think I asked you, I was like, so since it wasn't a real scene, do you think the game was actually real, or did his mind make that up? And you were just like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But now it's canon.
It is. And the other main character that we don't have here today, of course, was Stephanie Garcia, Katie Boisenalt. And I hopefully get a few minutes to insert some audio of talking to her because she's not at the show today. We have a substitute actress playing her character as well, which is too bad because it's a series finale. But since she's not here, would someone else like to talk about Stephanie and her evolution and characterization?
From my perspective, it was watching her grow and seeing her from, when I'm dead and I still can kind of, see what's going on, how she took over and then coming back and then just evolving a relationship that I never thought would happen because she is the mother of my child, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So just her development from, I forget how she started out.
She's a student.
Yeah.
She was one of my students.
One of the trainees, yeah.
Just going from a
Who
trainee
was
to
already in her
basically-
20s. She was not like 16 or anything, just to be on the record.
But just her development and not only helping her grow along with Rufus and all the other main characters, but watching her grow and then developing this relationship that extended to the physical because she helped ground Daniel, I think, or else he would have just went further off.
Now I have a question. Was Stephanie meant to last throughout, or was the original character decided as just like a plot element for a certain point?
So when we were writing Volume 3, mostly when Nick was writing Volume 3, he wanted to show as many different trainees as possible. She was just one we ended up... Squeezy was the one we mainly focused on developing that season. But that was a guest star, and we ended up having to recast partway through, so it was hard to get her in and book to come back and do it. So partially it was because Katie was available. Partially it was because we liked the chemistry between Stephanie and Daniel and the scenes where she got sassy with him. And yeah,
A lot of it revolves around.
in terms of bringing her back, yeah, it was honestly like we had all these other characters, and for one reason or another, we either killed them or they didn't click or we wrote them off, and she was the one left standing at the end, right?
I attribute that also to Katie just being a
she's
terrific
phenomenal.
actor.
Her French. I love her French.
That's very much like a development thing for me. Like I had a thought or an idea that she was just originally just one of the like student fodder for the most part, and just the way that she delivered, like you said, the chemistry, the way she delivered her lines, it just ingratiated her into becoming not only just like one of the last ones standing, but to have that beautiful relationship with Daniel and even other like secondary characters as well.
Megan, so Jolene was also one of the trainees. Even though we never saw her in Volume 3, we mentioned at the end of Volume 3 that Jolene was one of the surviving trainees because there weren't that many of them. What do you think she was up to in Volume 3? And do you think she was ever jealous of Stephanie getting Daniel's attention and Squeezy getting his attention and Jolene really didn't get his attention?
I don't think so. I think that Jolene wanted Abby's attention. I think that Jolene was just there until then, seeing a path to some kind of status through Abby. And I think that more, oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the person, the character that I played off of most of the time. Elizabeth played the role.
Misty.
I think Misty and Jolene had more of a power struggle because of wanting Abby's attention. So I don't feel like I had any animosity for the other trainees. I was just kind of there until I saw this path to a position in power, and then it was, you know, everybody else out of my way. I'm the best.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm the best.
We are going to run out of time here soon, but I want to get everybody's final thoughts, and we'll start with Megan.
Okay.
Final thoughts on this segment.
I really like this segment, and I think everyone did an amazing job, especially 10 years. That's, I think about that a lot. It's how long people have committed to playing these characters, and they still bring a fresh voice to it every single time. So congratulations, everyone, and I was glad to be a part of it, and it was really fun to work off Orion in the last couple of scenes. Grezit is just one of my favorite characters, so yeah, it was cool to be able to act with Grezit.
Kristin.
Wow. I think Daniel Kravitz is one of the first segments I ever saw because I was in the audience when I first, before I joined the show. So a lot of these characters are the first times I got to see you guys act at all. And so it's a big part of what made me want to be in the show is just seeing what you guys did. So I'm very thankful to the show for that and to you guys for being so awesome that I was like, oh, I want to be part of this. Yeah, you guys have all had really amazing acting moments in this segment in particular. I'm glad I got to be part of it. I'm glad I got to play off of Nathan. We always end up at those last two mics somehow together. Yeah, just thank you guys for making this such an awesome segment, and yeah, for making 10 years seem like not enough.
Oh, and I did want to mention real quick, too, that you also play Daniel's daughter, Daniela, in the finale, and that was purposeful to provide some continuity because you were Callie, and it was all a family lineage and everything.
Aw,
so
I like that.
Yeah, it all comes back. Joe?
Sorry. You can
now
edit
we
that
know
out
what
as
Keep
well.
it in.
Yeah. No, it's weird to think that this started 10 years ago, and it still blows my mind because I heard Wendy talking about this as I walked in late. I was in my 20s when this started. I was in my early 20s, and now I'm still not an adult in my 30s. It doesn't exist. But again, I'm going to reiterate when I said this was the segment that was always more grounded and more serious. And with everything from It's All Been Done Radio Hour, it was always, more comedic, more of just like a fun thing. Even though this has always been fun, it was more serious. So at the very beginning, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it grew on me so much over the years. So getting to be a part of it was always fun to, again, be something that's a little more serious and a little more realistic in a way, with a world that's, not real, but in ways relates to it being real. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. And 10 years is a long time.
It is.
Very long time.
And in the anniversary next month, besides Michelle Myers, it's the core 4 characters that have been there since the beginning, and that's very purposeful of you are the 4 characters that we're going to bring back and see one more time for that anniversary. So Yohe, you want to give your final thoughts?
So calling back to what I mentioned, like 10 years ago, I did not, like, I had done some acting here and there, but when the opportunity to have a guest spot in It's All Been Done Radio Hour showed up, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I want to try this. It looks so much fun. And kind of to Joe's point, it was a more serious and dark kind of a Buffy-esque story, and I got to start as the comedic relief and just have those moments where it's like, okay, like I just ham it up, be stupid, because you know when you're acting stupid, if you commit to it, the audience and everyone's going to go along with it. But then there came those moments where there was more heart to it and there were more serious elements, and I felt that a large part of it was Jerome and others were challenging me, saying like, we think you can handle this. We think you can add some heart and some, not just the levity to the story, but actually bring some really, really deep, meaningful moments. And that just means so much to me, because I feel like I've really grown into an actor. And I'm so thankful for this story. I'm so thankful for all the characters. Wendy, you're just like one of my biggest inspirations for it, because we got to start with just having this more of a bond before Grizit and Daniel did. And I think a lot of the chemistry between us, I think, really helped fuel that. So that's, I'm just so thankful that you've been here to play alongside me and even lead to the inevitable development of Grizit after Abby and Nathan as well. On a different segment, we got to start ad-libbing together just out of nowhere.
A fish, all my friends are dead.
And that led to just a part of just like knowing, like, no matter what stupid thing I does, he's going to go along with me. And I'm just, again, so thankful that I've had the opportunity to be stupid with all of these people that I love so much. So
you stay kind of relief through the end, but you also end up being the heart and moral compass of the show as well. So that's pretty cool. Shane?
Yeah, I mean, what a whirlwind of 10 years. No, it was exciting. I love to play the character and explore, especially the backstory. Which started off every show in the beginning started off as a pretty, like a very clear homage to something, right? So this was our Buffy show, our chosen one, hero story. And, he was the mentor. But to find like, oh, there's more depth than just that. Like, he's lost a lot. He's lost even more. He's lost even more. And he's just still trying. Like, it's inspirational in its own way. So, yeah, I don't know. Very excited to see the end today, so definitely re-listen to that because it's good. And I don't know, yeah, it's a good time.
I want to give a couple final thoughts real quick, but I didn't want to go last, so I'm going to jump in before Wendy and Abby. No, I enjoyed writing this segment, and I think it got more fun to write towards the end, but by middle of volume 3, it really started to feel like it was building to an end naturally and organically on its own. And I don't think it overstayed its welcome. I don't think we should have kept it going, but I am really going to miss it as part of the fabric of the show. And I'm glad that when we look back at the first 10 years of Radio Hour, this is going to be a key element. Very proud of the work all of you have done on it. So thank you. Wendy.
I mean, I'm going to try to get through this without crying, and I'm already crying.
It's okay to cry. That'll actually, that could help
tissue for 2 minutes.
That could help the performance, honestly. Like, crying's fine. For the character, it's appropriate.
I mean, it's been wonderful. It's been a great opportunity. At first, I thought it was just going to be something fun to do with some friends that I went to high school with. But it turned out to be so much more. And, I mean, aside from the acting part, I mean, we have a family here. And it feels amazing to come back even after months have passed, to be able to go on stage and make these characters come to life in a way that I didn't think was possible. You know, it all sounds kind of silly on paper, but it is an amazing story that was well written, and the actors and actresses that were in the show, beyond belief. I'm just so proud of what was written, what we performed, and how it turned out. So I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity. I'm very pleased and scared to be an owner.
Calm down, Penny.
Anyway, I love Daniel Kravitz and how it started, and I'm okay with how it ended. But it was great, and 10 years was, it had to end sometime, and I feel like it's going to end really well. I think everyone is going to like it. I could have done this for 10 more years.
Dickhead.
She's going to stay in the show. We're not kicking Wendy out.
Oh, okay.
But it will always hold a special place in my heart. The storyline and all of the people I got to spend 10 years with on stage. So thanks, everybody.
Come on, Nathan.
Okay.
Cry.
It won't happen. I was told 10 years ago that a sketch was written for me. And I was like, oh, great. These people don't know me. I don't give off the best first impressions. And everybody else had to audition for something that because if you guys don't know, if you just took Antique Shop and just insert Todd's Pizza, it's the exact same thing. There was no make-believe. I mean, the monsters were fiction. Everything else was real. Like, I still don't like, I mean, well, that's not fair to my dad right now, but I don't like the Antique Shop. I don't like Todd's.
So none of the customers that come into Todd's are monsters?
That's fair. But so when I find this out, and then about his development, I'm like, okay, so it's basically me. I'm playing myself. Okay. And then what got hard was the transition, because Daniel's life actually got a little bit better, if that makes any sense, because there was this, Shane comes in, and then there's this ray of hope. It's like, okay. And then, of course, Jimmy has to explain everything. Like, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. If it's not Jimmy, it's Nick. Hey, dum-dum. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. But just the story arc of Daniel and how he goes from, he hates his life to, Rufus is giving him, this hope, and there are these monsters. And then who wouldn't want powers? Like, we all, like, everybody here, one of their top 10 favorite movies, I'm going to guess, is something with some sort of power or fantasy. So it was interesting just to see how that grew, and then just to see where it was going, because it ended very different than I thought it was going to 10 years ago. And looking back, I'm happy that there was, this developmental change, because it helped me to see, like, how it doesn't have to be my way. It can be a completely different way. And I am so incredibly thankful to those that played opposite me, because you all made me a better actor, if that makes sense. If you talk to, I think I talked to Jimmy about this. I know I talked to Nick about this. I thought I was the weakest character. It doesn't make any, is Daniel Kravitz chosen one. I hands down thought I was the weakest. So I was just so happy to do lines with Greza, to do lines with Abby. Even the minor characters made me feel like I have to step up my game, and I have to figure out how to read this, because everybody else is so much better. So I am very thankful that I had the opportunity to do this segment, that Jimmy allowed me to do this segment, and had just that trust. And the 8 months it took me to write the theme song, because I was doing 6 jobs back then. And he's like, do you have it this month? I'm trying. He was just so patient, because all the F-bombs I know Jimmy wanted to say, he held back. But in all seriousness, an amazing opportunity, helped me grow. Couldn't be more thankful for everyone who made it possible to even get to this finale.
You're welcome.
And cut.
And anytime somebody says bye,
Bye!
every time.
Wait, can
every
we get
time.
a clear one of that, of the buys for the end of it? Okay. Hold on. For editing purposes.
Bye. Bye.
Perfect, Jane. Give me your password.
It's All Been Done Radio Hour number 587. Daniel Kravitz Chosen One, Volume 5, Story Roundtable, which was our 23rd Story Roundtable. Big thank you to the cast and crew of Daniel Kravitz Chosen One, especially the leads who participated in this roundtable. That includes Nathan Haley, Wendy Parks, Shane Stefanchik, Ryan Yohe, Joe Morales, Megan Overholt, and Kristin Green. Also, shout out to Katie Boisnault, who starred in the series but was not available for this roundtable, and for Nick Argenbright, who wrote a good chunk of the series. I've been Olivia James, the creator, and thank you so much for your support. Please support us at patreon.com/IABD to help keep our show going. Have a great week.
It's All Been Done presents
Who's Got the Time?